Hello, everybody, and welcome to a new installment of the Energica Electrifying Podcast. This is your host, EVJ Val. We're 26 days away from the start of the 2020 FIM NL Moto E World Cup, and the excitement keeps building for what is going to be a historical yet unusual edition of the series. Energica is working at full speed to be ready for the start of the season, and so are the riders. And today, we have the honor to welcome as our guest one of the most prominent riders in the Moto E field. From Italy, racing with number 7 for the LCR E-Team, his name, Nicclò Canepa. Hello there.
Hey, how are you? Hello.
I'm doing very well. And yourself? Are you good?
Yes. Still at home and looking forward to start racing again.
Yeah, but we were all expecting this new calendar, so last week it came out. What was your feeling about it?
Yeah, I'm really happy. It was a very good surprise to see the calendar, and I'm really happy to see that we will do 7 races this year, and Donna managed to race, and this is the most important news because in some moments in the last few months we were scared to do not race in 2020, but this is very good news, and now we are ready.
Yeah, and I was speaking to Nikki Tulli last week. Actually, this set of rounds with back-to-back races, actually, in some ways for Moto E, it kind of works well because you have more track time on the same track, and it in some way it really works. What don't you think?
Yeah, for me it's great because you know that the race weekend for the Moto E is quite short. We don't have so much track time, and this for me is a great opportunity to improve and to go faster in that circuit and to understand better the bike. So for me, I'm really happy that we can do 2 races in the same circuit in a row. And so this for me is a good news, and I will try to manage well this new calendar that is new for everybody and different from all the other season I competed.
Yeah, and I saw last year that you kind of have an up and down type of performance. How hard it was for you to probably it was this lack of track time that kind of prevented you to explore your full potential because we know you're fast. You proved it throughout the years. So something maybe didn't click.
Well, I at the beginning I struggled a lot to understand how to be fast with this bike, and because you have different feeling. Is amazing to ride, but is different from some other bikes that I rode in the past. So I had to adapt, and some riders adapted quickly than me, and for me it has been a little bit harder. And but I think I improved until Misano, and I step up every race, and Misano was playing for the podium, so this was a great result for me and a great way to end the season. Unfortunately, in Valencia, things were going well, but I crashed in the race. I had a huge eyesight, and so I finished the championship with 0 points in Valencia. So with crash. But until that moment, I was quite positive about my improvement on the bike, and so I'm have the opportunity to do the second year. So I have some advantage compared to some new rookies that will come in the championship, and this is I have to use it to go as fast as I can. Then another good thing for me is that we will do 3 races in Misano. That was the best track for me last year, and we will have races in Le Mans as well. That is a track that I know very well. I used to ride for 24 hours in that track, so I mean.
So you know.
Yes.
So you know how it is. You learn the track, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. And have you had a chance to actually because a lot of riders actually I know you're based in Switzerland at the moment, but a lot of riders manage to get to Misano to try the bike, and they say that there has been a new asphalt. So I'm wondering, have you heard anything? Have you been able to lap there or not?
Yeah. I went a couple of weeks ago and in Misano with my own Yamaha R1, and was first of all was amazing to be back on a bike after the last time I was on the bike was actually the Moto E test in March, in
Yeah.
Jerez, and was great to be on the track. And honestly, I felt that the new asphalt is very good. There's a couple of corners that where they put a bigger carb, so actually you can go out faster of that corners. And for example, the last one, and the track, honestly, they did a really good job for the of a resurface. So I think it's gonna be perfect for the race.
Oh, that's really great to hear. Yeah, I heard a lot of positive feedback. And what about the last test? Did you find anything in Jerez? I know it's been a long time, but did you find anything that you liked more compared to the previous season on the bike, on the tires? I've heard about suspension settings different. The tires were different. There's a little bit more torque.
Yeah, it's been a great test for me because I needed to do 3 days in a row like that with amazing weather, and so has been great. And honestly, I have to say that Energica, Michelin, and Ollins, they all did an amazing job during the winter, because all the update that they bring on the bike, starting from the tires to the suspension, and especially on the cooling system of the bike and the torque of the bike, they are all big improvements, and this will allow us to go faster and faster and faster, and this is for sure good news. And with the new cooling system that we will have on the bike for to cool down the battery, we will be able to do 1 or 2 more laps. So this is all good news. And I've been a test rider for more than 10 years now, and it's very difficult to have a test where every single item that they bring is better than before. Normally you have like 50% now good and 50% not working, but 100% working has been a great surprise, and I was really happy about that.
No, I'm really happy to hear. And speaking of the team, obviously, LCR team is known for being a very sort of not family team, but a team that really looks after the riders. And having a team owner like Lucio Cecchinello, who's a former rider, surely it's a plus. And we see him how much involved he is in every aspect of the thing, and he really cares about the Moto E team, and the whole team cares about the Moto E team. So how does it feel to be racing for them, like not just being a rider but being fully involved with the team in
Well,
every aspect?
Well, for me, it's great, because I was really surprised to see the commitment of Lucio, because we all know how a MotoGP team manager is busy during the weekend, is busy all the time to figure it out, all the MotoGP stuff, and it was great to see how much time he dedicated to our Moto E team, and he spent a lot of time with us, and he always tried to find the little details to improve. And so they said, and they are doing the same also, all the technician and the mechanics that are working on the team. So it's great. But together, Lucio is a former rider, as you said, and he understands the need of the rider, and so he is able to manage a big a great professional team, but also like a family, no? So we have a great connection between each other, and this is, I think, is the secret, and to perform, and is the secret to achieve some great results. So I'm really happy about that.
And we also spoke with Sevilla Simeon earlier in the podcast. I think it was the second or third episode, and I made you and Savi have a great connection in terms of your careers. You know, you cross paths many times. You started from the same championships, and he told me that you used to compete head to head, and it was basically mostly about you two, about who won the races, and then you cross paths many times in the past. So having a teammate like him, how does it feel after so many years to be reunited again?
Well, for me, it's great, because I go back 14 years ago in 2006, when we were fighting for the European Championship, and we used to fight all races in the championship, first, second, first, second, first, second, like that. And what was funny, that after the races, we were meeting in his motorhome to rewatch the race in DVD, So it was funny. And look, I passed you there, you passed me there, and yes, but I was going faster. Yeah, so it was super funny, And we built a great connection. We raced together many times, and also the following year when I won the World Cup, and so what was great to race with him and have a huge respect for him. And it's great to have him on the team because he's very fast. He did a few podium last years, and so is I can see his data, and we can talk about the bike. He can bring us some good experience from last year, and this is going to be helpful for sure, also for me, for the team. And I hope we will fight like in 2006 for the victory every race.
Yeah, careful respecting the distances, because if anything happens, Lucho would not be happy to see two bikes, on the floor. So surely, I've seen in the past. I think it's the worst thing that a team manager can witness. But I'm pretty sure you keep it under control. Yeah. So and also funny about Xavier, when we were speaking earlier, we were chatting earlier about how the quarantine has had different effects on people, and Xavier, he's known for somebody who likes food, and he was telling me that he had to keep his food in check and try to eat as healthy as possible because otherwise he was risking to put any weight on. But I'm pretty sure he managed. What about you? Can you?
Yeah, for me, same. This is another thing that we have in common, that we love the food and we love good food. So this is could be kind of a problem when you're stuck at home for 3 months. But honestly, I'm really happy about the last 3 months, how I managed it, because I was training really hard every day, and I actually lost 3 kilos from the test in March. So this is it's going to be important and good for the Moto E especially. And usually I'm very, very busy during the season because I'm doing so many stuff. It's not only Moto E, but I'm test rider and World Endurance and a coach for the Superbike guys. So I am very, very busy, and sometimes it's difficult to train constantly every day because I have travel days and busy days is not so easy. But I used these 3 months to train every day really hard and try to eat as less as I could. Sometimes I had to eat something nice, of course, but I feel like I'm in really, really good shape and ready to start again the season.
Yeah, I'm very happy to hear. And what about, I don't know if Endurance has released their own calendar, if they're going to race. Is everything fitting in anyway, despite the new calendars in terms of events and traveling?
Well, at the moment, the only problem is that the 20th of September, we will race in Misano for the Moto E, and there is another 24 hours race for the World Endurance the same weekend. So unfortunately, we have a clash at the moment. But I know that they are trying to figure it out, how to solve the problem, because I'm not the only one with this problem.
Of course, there's Mike, there is you, there's Xavier.
Josh Hook.
Yeah, maybe Dominic, I get that as well. I'm not sure if he's doing endurance this race. So yeah, there are plenty of riders.
So they will try to find a solution for sure, because we cannot miss one race, neither Moto E and neither the endurance. So we have to find a solution. But in a couple of months ago, we were thinking if we would have raced in 2020 or not. Now we know that we will race. Now we know that we will be able to do both championship, and we are already super happy about that. Unfortunately, we have to manage these difficulties of this time, and for us is the clash the problem at the moment. But we're still able to race, and we're still able to compete in the championship. So this is the most important thing.
Absolutely. I would like to go back to your early part of career. Probably is a little bit of a hard topic for you. I'm not sure, But you at the beginning of your career, after you graduated from Stock Thousand, you made like the one of the biggest jumps directly to MotoGP. And in some ways, I feel personally that kind of impacted on your career. And after that, you have to kind of start back and find your own way again. How was that experience for you? Because there are different paths in career. Normally, it's a bit more linear, but going from a production series in a super stock to directly to MotoGP probably it was really hard for you. What can you tell me about it?
Well, it's a good question. Actually, I have a couple of answer. I mean, for sure was a big jump from Stock 1000 to be in the MotoGP World Championship. But in the year in the middle, I was a test rider for MotoGP for Ducati, and they decided to put me on the MotoGP because my lap times in every circuit were very competitive.
Yes.
Of course, was really early and was a big jump, and I didn't know eight circuit in the World Championship. So coming on Friday on FP1 and don't know the circuit and compete against Valentino or Jorge Lorenzo and the top of his shape was hard, was very difficult. But for me, it's been a great experience. I think at the end of the year, I scored more points than what Petrucci did in his first year, than Morbidelli did in his first year. So was not too bad season, but I didn't find a good relationship with the team, and I had a couple of injuries during the season. At the end was not a great experience, and the Ducati in that year was really not competitive compared to now.
Compared to now, for sure. It was a different machine.
Yeah, so has been tough for some point of view, but also helped me a lot to improve. And I mean, it's a dream of every motorcycle racers to compete in MotoGP. And I did one full season with Ducati, and has been a great experience. And I learned a lot to race with my idols, to race with the people that used to be on the poster on my room, on my bedroom. And to be there with them has been incredible. I had a lot of fun, and of course, has been tough for some reasons. But I tried to take the positive from it. Has been more difficult to start again when I went to Moto2, and the team had big financial problems and closed in the middle of the season. This has been my biggest problem in my career. And I had to start over. But, at the end, I'm happy because I managed to win another World Championship and to find my career and to find a way to be successful in racing. And I'm super happy about the last few years.
Yeah. How is it in tough times? How is it mentally? Like it's hard to get in the head of a rider, but obviously a rider always has to believe in his own skills and his own talent and the ability to prevail over adversaries. So when this doesn't, in the few moments that this doesn't work mentally, how does it feel? If there's any way to describe it,
Yeah, it's really hard, because you're a young boy, and you know that in front of you you have to make a choice. If you continue to race motorcycle and the things are not going well, or to maybe come back to the university, or maybe go back to work and completely change your life, and in that moment when you are 20, 21, 22, you are really in a moment where you can decide what you will do in your life, no? Right. And when everybody around you start telling you maybe you should stop with this motorcycle, you enjoyed it, the things didn't go like you planned, and but you're still in time to do something great in your life, no? And so I thought about it to stop it, not one time but many times in that period. But then at the end I remember what I did the years before, and I knew that I could improve myself, I could improve mentally, I could improve physically, and I could do this as a job. And well, at the end, it worked out because now I'm 32 and I'm still doing it, and I'm still fighting for the championships. So is great. I think I did the right choice because this is what I love, and gave me so many happiness, so much satisfaction that it's great. What I couldn't replace it with no other job.
Of course.
So it's been tough, but I believed in myself, and at the end, it paid out.
Yeah, and I think the worst thing in life is having regrets, especially if you have the talent to do something and you step back. Obviously, there are people who do it, but having regrets is probably the worst thing ever. So I'm glad you chose to keep racing, and you did what you did.
Thank you.
And speaking of going back to traveling, I'm not sure if how many people fully can travel, but I'm not sure if you'll be able to travel with your girlfriend, if she'll be at the races. But how would it be? You spend like 3 months full time all together. How would it be to just say, okay, I'm going, or I don't know if he's coming with you or not?
Yeah, that's also a good question because she will not be able to come. It will be a bit different because usually the riders have somebody that help them. Can be your girlfriend, can be your friend, can be somebody that you pay to come there. But anyway, is some helper that help you during the race weekend with all the things that we have to do. And in this year we will be alone because it's not possible to bring more people in the paddock. So will be a little bit more difficult. We will have to manage in a different way the race weekend. So it's challenging for sure. And well, what I can say, I spent 3 months with my girlfriend at home, and luckily, because it's been great, it's been a lot easier to stay with her instead of being alone. And we supported each other in this moment, no? So it's has been great. And for sure now would be a little bit more difficult when I will leave a couple of weeks for Jerez, but she knows this job and she supports me at 100%. So we are in the paddock, and anyway, no reason to be jealous because there would be no umbrella girls as well. So
that's true. That's true. That's true. Very true.
We are in a man's world, so
yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I'm unfortunate for the others who will not be able to attend, because obviously I'm okay with it, but I'm sure there's a lot of people who really couldn't wait to go back racing, and being cut out and having to watch from home surely won't be the same thing. But hey, if that's the price to pay for racing in 2020, then I see no problem with it, honestly.
Yeah, sure. I agree with you. I mean, it's sad that so many people will not come to the races, and friends of ours like you and many other people in the paddock. It would be difficult. It would be different, the paddock, without all these media people and the public, and will be different for sure. But unfortunately, what happened in the world in that moment doesn't allow us to have so many people in the paddock, and the only way to race is like that. And honestly, I'm happy that Dorna found a solution to make us race, and this is a great achievement. They did a really great job, and this is very, very important because so many families lives with the motorsport, lives with the MotoGP paddock, and I cannot imagine if everything stopped for 1 year. I know that so many people would be in trouble, and would be very difficult. Like this will be a little bit easier for some of us to continue, and to build something great for 2021.
Yeah, and I have to say, in my opinion, I would say I would like to thank Dorna, because honestly, of all the championships, we are actually the championship that doesn't lose any round. It would have been easy for them to just further reduce the number of rounds for us, but in the end, we were doing 7 races, which is kind of the same that was made before. So that really shows that they really care about the championship, because they could have done different ways, and we're still racing the same number of races. So yeah.
I totally agree with you, because has been as I told you in the beginning of this interview, that I was really surprised when I saw the calendar, because to see that we will do 7 races, and that the Moto E we will not miss any race in 2020 is a great surprise, and I'm really happy about that. And this means that Dorna did a great job, and this means also that they trust a lot in this championship, and they believe a lot in Energica. They believe a lot in the Moto E, and in the riders. So this is a good thing for the future, and we will try to do our best to put on a great show like we did in every race last year.
Yeah, and on a small note, just to say to the listeners, the LCR team has been publishing videos with the hashtag Electric Mondays or Electric Monday, and that features you and Xavier and all the team, LCR E-Team, on a regular basis. They post it on the Tuesdays. So did I say Electric Tuesday or Electric Monday? I don't remember. Electric Tuesday, that is.
Yeah.
And go watch it on their social media, because they're really interesting.
Yeah, they create some very good content for doing this period, and I really appreciate that, because that means also that LCR and all Lucio and all the team they strongly believe in this championship. So I'm really happy to see that, and we will continue also now that the quarantine is over, and we'll keep posting this kind of videos, because I think they are great, and all the fans, they can come like closer to us and discover better the electric championship, and this is great stuff, I think.
Yeah, it's a fun championship, and it's I don't say it because I work in it, but I really like the atmosphere in the paddock. It's very genuine. There's a lot of genuine people, and riders get along, team go along. There's a lot of cooperation, obviously, because we're under the same single manufacturer, Energica. So there's no there's no real spy story or close in the box or whatever, because we're your guys racing with the same bikes. So it's a very fresh type of championship with a very good atmosphere that I enjoy being part of, honestly, and I'm sure you guys too.
We will miss you. I will send you some videos of the paddock when you will be at home.
Please, we need social media content. Otherwise, I had to ask to my colleagues and stuff. But we are all very busy and stuff. They would send it to me at 1 a.m. and I would not know how to use them. But yeah, thank you for that. And maybe looking forward, like if the situation, fingers crossed, evolves, I don't know, maybe, I don't know, for the last round, maybe there will be some extension of there will be an increase of the overall people. We don't know that, so we'll take what we're given.
But we have to stay positive and think positive, and well, for sure, if the things will go as planned, will be possible to host some people more in the paddock, or maybe a dream would be to see the grandstand full of people during the race, and why not? We hope so, and we can dream about it, and maybe we will make this happen.
Yeah, and that's the thing. So what we do now will impact what will happen later in a major way. So everyone, guys, just keep using the mask, keep maintaining the distance, because I know it's been a long time and you want to get back to your normal life, but we'll have to make sure it happens sooner rather than later, rather than stepping backward.
Not only for us that we're just drop in the ocean, but for all the people that suffered, for all the people that died in that period, and for all the people that worked hard to solve these problems. I have a huge respect. So I try to do my best to follow the instructions and to risk less as possible. And everyone should do the same, and we will go out of this situation sooner than what expected.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you so much, Niccolò, for this wonderful interview. I knew we would get along because we know each other, so we would have got along in this podcast. So wish you all the best. Get ready, go out there and give it all. And I'll be following you. We'll be following you. So take care of yourself, and hopefully I'll see you soon.
Great. Thank you very much. And thank you to all the people that listen. And see you soon, mate. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
And that's it for this week's episode of the Energica Electrifying Podcast. Thank you for listening, and we hope you enjoyed today's show. Don't forget to follow us on social media for more content, and stay charged.